evening, everyone, and welcome to Wissahickon High School in Ambler, Pennsylvania, one of the sites of the PIAA state tournament, and tonight's opening game between the Norristown Eagles and the Tunkhannock High School Tigers. Hello, everyone. I'm Mark Werkheiser. These two teams come into tonight's game off disappointing losses in their respective district finals. However, that's what makes the state tournament so much fun. It's a chance to start over. It is my pleasure again tonight to introduce our game analyst this evening, Mr. Joe Hadrick. And Joe, losing to Upper Marion in the District 1 final for Norristown was a bitter pill for them to swallow. Coach Cresswell even commented that you just don't come back from losses so devastating. How can the Eagles get themselves back on track tonight?
Mark, like you said, losing to Upper Marion in the district final was indeed a bitter pill for Norristown to swallow. Having the game seemingly in hand, up by 17 late in the game, and then having Upper Marion turn the tables and win their first district championship was a tough loss for Norristown to handle. But the state final the state championship is much sweeter than the district title, and Norristown's bid for a state championship starts right here tonight.
Okay, and the local papers in Norristown review of the field in the Eastern PIAA tournament rated Tunkhannock as possibly one of the weakest teams in the field. I certainly hope none of the Eagles players got to see that article tonight.
I also hope none of the Eagles players saw that article because, this is, like you said, this is a state championship. It's fun. These guys are here to play. And I hope Norristown doesn't take Tunkhannock lightly. Just like Upper Marion, nobody thought Upper Marion had a chance to beat Norristown in the district final, and we saw what happened there. So I hope Norristown's ready to play this team.
And one of the bright spots for the Eagles has been the elevation in play of their senior co-captain guard, Harry Allen.
Mark, he's done he's done a wonderful job in the playoffs in the latter part of the season. Early we had made a notice that he was not playing well. His attitude wasn't what it should be, and he seems to have changed that in the playoffs. He was averaging like 13 points a game during the regular season. He's up to 21, 22 points a game, and his overall game is better too. So for Norristown to go far in the state championship, Harry Allen must continue to play well.
Okay, so tonight you have the beginning of the PIAA version of its March Madness. We'll be back momentarily for tonight's tip-off and starting lineups after this short break. Norristown High School versus Tunkhannock High School Tigers. In the opening round of this PIAA state tournament, quickly the starters for Norristown: Allen, Cresswell at guards, Giddens at forward, along with Willie Anderson, and in the middle, Derek Perry. For the Tigers, in the middle, it's Ken Kinney, 6'5", guards Bob Brown, Jeff Flood. At the forwards, Paul Lipinski and E.J. O'Malley, who's their leading scorer, and we're underway here at Wissahickon High School. Norristown immediately out in their 2-3 zone, pressuring the outside. Brown, bad pass into Flood, and Norristown runs away with it. Down court. Derek Perry went down hard that time.
Mark, it'll be interesting to see how well Tunkhannock handles Norristown's pressure.
And it looks like Derek is fine. Well, immediately the Eagles will be tested at the one area where they really let themselves down in the district title game, and that's at the free throw stripe.
That's right, Mark. It was commented the only way that Norristown could really lose tonight if they had another poor shooting night at the foul line. And they seem to be starting off the same way.
The Eagles shot 14 for 30 in that game against Upper Marion. Of course, a game that they lost by 2 points. And Perry sinks to second, giving the Eagles the first lead of the night. Giddens reaches over top the back.
Tell you, Mark, if the referees call this game close, Norristown could be in a little bit of trouble because they're without the services of County Base tonight.
That's right. In the district final, another thing that caused them a lot of problems was foul trouble. Derek Perry fouling out of that game. So the Eagles want to keep their hands clean early, get the steals, just control the tempo of this game. Flood handles the ball. Working against Norristown's double team. Entry pass knocked away. Brown, three-pointer, won't go. He gets it back. That was pulled down by Kinney. Again, Flood with the baseline jumper. Pressured by Perry, but did not look behind him.
I tell you, Mark, Tunkhannock looks like a pretty confident team. They run their offense really well, and they don't seem to be intimidated right now by the Norristown Eagles.
Tunkhannock begins the game in a 1-2-2 zone. As most teams do not try to play Norristown man-to-man. I don't think it's so much what they do in the half-court game, though. It's the full-court game that's going to hurt them. Anderson penetrates. Won't go, and Brown pulls the board. B.J. O'Malley, pressured by Anderson, now penetrates. Lob pass off the backboard, and Norristown comes away with it. A little bit of sloppy play here early. Both teams turning the ball over, trying to get a feel for the game. Norristown does look lively on defense. They're really putting pressure on.
Just two quick fouls on Norristown right now, Mark. They can't get in foul trouble tonight because they're only going six. They only have 6 players really that they want to use.
Tunkhannock inbounds the ball, swings it around, and a bad pass attempted by Ken Kinney. Throws it over the head of teammate O'Malley. Tunkhannock yet to get on the board, and Harry Allen walks the ball over the timeline. Perry through the back of the zone, turns, lets go from 3. And Tunkhannock comes away with it. So far, the Tigers have been able to handle the pressure. Norristown really not able to set up their zone trap defense. Steal by Harry Allen. Give and go. Nice give and go pass by
that was Harry Allen.
That was nice. And Derek Perry returns to the foul line. He's 1 for 2 tonight.
Hey, Mark, Norristown has already forced 3 turnovers by Tunkhannock. Now, in the game against Upper Marion, they forced a lot of turnovers, but they turned the ball right back over to Upper Marion a lot. So it'll be interesting to see if Norristown can capitalize on those turnovers that they force.
Just underway here at Wissahickon. We're almost 2 minutes into the first quarter. Norristown goes ahead 3-0. Now they get to set their zone press up. Let's see what the Tigers can do with it. Reverse the ball to Flood. Up ahead, Lipinski, dribble drive. In the paint, behind the back pass. And Derek Perry got a piece of that. Here comes Harry Allen. Nothing Eagles. The Tigers yet to get on the board. Looking a little flustered here. Nice drive.
That was a nice drive.
Jeff Flood.
Jeff Flood took it right to the hoop.
For the first score for Tunkhannock. Norristown not able to get their outside shot to drop. So far has gotten all their points either at the foul line or going to the basket. Lipinski to P.J. O'Malley.
He's their leading scorer.
Draws within 1. The Tigers down 5-4. John Cresswell won't go again, and pulled down by Ken Kinney.
Norristown's having trouble shooting their outside shot in this first quarter, Mark. They won't be able to draw.
O'Malley with the rebound. Bad pass by Jeff Flood. And a kicking violation on Derek Perry. Substituting for the Tigers, in for Brown, that's Mike Wallow. Number 25. O'Malley again with the jump shot. Three-pointer puts the Tigers on top 7-5. Willie Anderson to Allen. Looking inside, there's Giddens. On the other side of the rim, that's a nice follow by Derek Perry.
I believe Derek Perry has all Norristown's points to this point, Mark.
That's Wallow. Tries to challenge Perry and gets rejected. But Anderson fails to capitalize, and Tunkhannock comes away with it. Jeff Flood for another driving layup. That's twice down the lane.
That's right. These guys are not intimidated. They're not intimidated. They're going right to the hoop.
Not afraid to take it in the paint. Tunkhannock able to, so far the pace, Joe, is to their liking, a half-court game at the moment. And that's the first jump shot that goes down for the Eagles by John Cresswell.
That should help open the inside game up for Norristown, Mark.
Puts Norristown back on top 10-9. Lipinski. Dribble drive, won't go. And Giddens on the boards. Allen looks it over. Again, Cresswell from three.
I tell you, Mark, when John Cresswell is shooting that three-pointer, Norristown's awful hard to stop. They have to come out and get him, and then the inside game opens up.
Kinney stolen away by Anderson. Cresswell left alone again. This time it won't go. But Derek Perry's right back for the follow.
Norristown's rebounding strength is starting to take its toll on Tunkhannock right now. It's a good timeout by the Tunkhannock coach.
Coach Mendocino wants a timeout. That's a 7-0 run for the Eagles, putting them back up on top 15-9.
You know, Mark, even though Tunkhannock is hanging tough in an up-tempo game, I think we both know that this is Norristown's forte. Norristown loves this. You might be close now, but Norristown can spurt on you real quick, and you can be looking at a 15 to 20 point lead before you know it.
Of course, the Tigers have, in attacking Norristown's press, had looked a little tentative once they get that first pass beyond the first wave of defenders for the Eagles. They're not sure if they want to go to the hoop or pull it out. Of course, if they go to the hoop, they may score, but you're going to give the ball back to Norristown right away. So, thus, perpetuating the up-tempo game. If they don't go to the hoop, they pull it out. They do what they want as far as tempo, but they may lose an opportunity to score.
And we don't really know. We haven't seen Tunkhannock play before. This might be their style of game, but Norristown is one of the best teams to stay at an up-tempo type of game.
Pressure by Anderson. Back ahead to Flood. Jeff Flood with the ball. Tunkhannock looking to swing the ball. Skip pass. Back to Flood. Won't go, but nice tip by Mr. Kinney. Ken Kinney with the follow. 48 seconds left in a relatively quick first quarter. Not too many fouls. There's Giddens inside, blows the layup. And Tunkhannock comes away with the rebound.
He has to have that. That was a gimme. He missed it.
Tigers spread the floor. Brown inside. Lipinski loses it. Al Giddens called with the grab. He reaches in.
That's his second foul, Mark, so I don't know if Cresswell's going to leave him in there or not.
Well, we see right away he's not. We got Rashid Green coming in the game for Al Giddens.
And this does not serve to slow Norristown down a bit. As a matter of fact, it might pick up the pace a little bit.
Paul Lipinski makes it 15-12. With 22 seconds left in the first quarter.
I think Tunkhannock has proven that they can hit the outside shot, Mark. So Norristown is going to have to put a little more pressure on their outside shot. They don't seem to want to go inside too much.
Well, their overall size is not that big. Outside their center, Ken Kinney, who's 6'5", they have two 6'1" forwards, do not have a whole lot of overall size, although all 5 guys have shown that they'll go to the boards.
Definitely.
So they're a very gutty team. What they lack in size, they seem to make up in determination and hard work. Anderson in the paint to Allen, double pumps. At the buzzer, it would have been good if it went. However, Tunkhannock hangs nicely this first quarter with a score of 15-13. Norristown leading by 2.
I think Tunkhannock has to be happy with the score, Mark, because they made a few turnovers, but being down 2 to Norristown at the end of the first period is they're in good position.
I think what they've proved to themselves is that they could play in this game. Now, we'll see how the breaks go, how both teams play. If they do get a little push and get ahead, that could do a world of good for the Tigers as far as their confidence in this game.